Okay, first question. What inspired you to choose this career?
What inspired me to, let me, don't record me now, let me think about it. What inspired me to get into social services?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I've always been pretty much a people person, and I think it always kind of stemmed from me having friends, and I was always the person they came to talk to, came to converse with about certain things. And I think that's probably why I kind of got in the field. Yeah, that's why I got in the field. You ain't recording that,
I'll just cut it out.
yeah, so that's why, how I got into social services. Um, me enjoying communicating with people. So that's how I got into social.
Okay. What did your educational journey look like, and how did it prepare you for your current role?
My educational journey. Um, anything. I learned a lot about the human um, the human body. Cut that out. Think about it. Let me see that. Let me see your question. Because I had to really think about it. Damn, guys, I cannot read. So what did you, your journey, educational journey? Okay. Well, when I was in college, I took a lot of classes that had to do with behavioral, psych, sociology. A lot of those courses gave me a good insight on people and how the human brain works. And so I would say, yeah, it did have it played a really good role into me starting to understand myself and understand how to deal with people.
What does a typical day look like for you?
With what I do now, a typical day is more or less I'm being more of along the lines of a mentor, a coach, um, caregiver, and a therapist. Because the young adults that I work with, even though they are have mental challenges, some are very high functioning, and they have the skill level in order to uh, go out and have a job, have a social life. But there are some that needs constant guidance because they are still learning how to cope, and they don't all have coping skills. So you basically teaching coping skills, life skills, and just to give them some kind of insight on how to be independent.
Do people you work with special needs?
They're not, they have mental health issues. I wouldn't say, I deal with some have schizophrenic behaviors. Um, so yeah, they have special needs. Some have special needs more than others. So what I'm working with now, this individual is probably very independent, and one may not be very independent, but he has the skill set to live by himself. But he still needs some form of guidance and structure.
Okay.
Yeah.
What advice would you give someone pursuing a similar career?
Um, Advice I would give somebody who's pursuing working in social services. Don't do the job for the money, because the money is not there. You do the job because you have a love and a passion for people, and you want to meet those individuals on the same level. So don't always go in there thinking you gotta be this up here when you really all you gotta do is just be down here. Because at the end of the day, they want to be treated just like you and I would want to be treated.
Okay. Are there any specific experiences or opportunities that you would recommend students seek out to gain additional knowledge?
Well, I would say if you're going into social services, the best way to get comfortable at it is by actually just getting in there and doing it. I don't really think that there's a lot that you're gonna pick up from the books and stuff, because when you're dealing with people with different type of mental health issues, you are it could go any way. Any the conversation, anything could trigger that person. So it's best to actually just get in the field to get a feel of what it's really like when you're actually working with those type of individuals. Because you can read a book and you can gather all the stuff that you learn and then from other people and whatnot, but it really comes down to you forming a relationship with those individuals, and that's really how you develop the skills to be able to support those individuals. Because you really got to have a really good relationship with them, and the way you do that is actually getting in there and dealing with the certain situations one-on-one. So.
Okay. What are the most important skills for someone to succeed in the industry? You already kind of answered that.
Yeah.
And what are the biggest challenges of your job today?
The biggest challenges of my job today. I would say some of the biggest challenges are still the same challenges that you encounter when you actually start in this business, because again, it's all about developing relationships with those individuals. If you don't develop a relationship with those individuals that you work with, then it's going to be difficult. Your job is going to be even difficult, because having that relationship with them, it allows you to be able to reach them when they way up here and they're having behaviors, as opposed to not having that relationship with them and they having behaviors, and then it escalates to the point to where they're being violent to themselves or violent toward you as the supporter. But if you have a relationship with them, there's a point where you may be able to reach them, and I just think that's very important.
Okay. Thank you.